Hello, this is Sherry Hayes coming to you from Tucson, Arizona. And today I am going to be planting seeds in a pre-start method. In other words, a before you put it in the garden method, which is something I'm not very familiar with, so I'll admit that right up front. Done a little bit of study on it, a little bit of improvisation. Planted tomatoes last week and had tomato seeds popping up, one type of tomato seed popping up within 2 days. I've got another one that just popped up today, hoping more will pop up along with my tomatillos. So just to keep a record for my own use and to figure out what works best, I'm going to go ahead and do these asparagus seeds. My husband went to the library last week, to the main library downtown, and found these wonderful asparagus seeds. Our library in Pima County is absolutely fantastic. I cannot say enough about it, but one of the things that really blows me away is our seed library. So you can go in and every month you can get up to 10 of these packets of seeds. There's all kinds of different seeds, flowers and vegetables and just everything. And theoretically, you can return the seeds, after you plant yours. You can collect seeds and return them, although that's not absolutely required. So these seeds are a little different by this note on the back. The seed is pre-germinated, which I've never run into before. Then coated in a layer of I have the worst trouble with this word. Diatomaceous earth. Sorry about that. This will halt the germination process until the seed is planted by you. So that's why this seed is pink. And there's a bunch of them. I mean, I've already planted 6, and you can see there's a bunch here and more in here. So I'd say well over a dozen seeds. Every packet has a different amount in it that you get from the library, but this is what came with these. So just to show you what I'll be using today, I picked up some organic black gold potting mix. And you actually want specific potting mix when you pot into these little, pre-garden pot mixes, or these little, containers. And this one, I'm a little disappointed. It's got a lot of wood chips. You can see here that I've pulled wood chips out of here, several of them, and it's pretty clumpy. So I'm having to go in with my hands, you can see here, and really declump it before I put this stuff into these little trays. But anyway, again, just documenting what I do more for my own edification than anything else. But so I'm going to start out by try to keep the camera on me. I have a bad habit of keeping it off. But start off by just, again, really working the soil, working the clumps out of the soil here. But asparagus is an interesting thing to seed because it's going to be probably 3 years before we really get any great amount of asparagus off these by starting them from seeds. But I don't know, I just really like starting things from seeds. For starters, it's much cheaper. Obviously, these seeds for me were free, so then I've just got the potting mix and anything else I add to them as far as an expense. This potting mix, by the way, says that it has worm castings in it, which kind of excited me. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wet this stuff down pretty well. Now when you're seeding, you're always fighting two different opposing things, which is often true in gardening. One is not enough humidity, not enough water. And you've got your humidity tray that you'll always keep on these except for when you're watering them back there. But the other thing you're fighting is root rot, so you definitely don't want too much water. So I'm going to spray this with water, and then I'm going to mix this up a little bit. Kind of get that water throughout. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit more in here because it seems like somehow when I mix them in, there must be a lot of air because then it goes down dramatically. The level of the soil goes down dramatically. So I just kind of level these off. Just put enough in there, just barely get it level across there. So then I go ahead and use azomite, which is the trace minerals, the A to Z trace minerals, 70 in here. That once again is organic. I'm definitely into the organic gardening whenever possible. So I am going to sprinkle this on here. And I really don't know how much you should be using, but the nice great thing about azomite as well as Earth's Original Organics is that it does not burn the soil. And I'll be putting Earth's Original Organics on here probably once I go to transplant these seeds. So once they get big enough that they're hitting the top of the container or the second set of leaves is showing. With these be ferns, probably not so much the second set of leaves, but we'll see. We'll see, you know, what these turn out like. I know the tops are supposed to look like ferns. So there it is with the azomite. I don't know, again, how much to use, but it won't burn, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead then and put my seeds in. Wet this down just a little bit. Let that azomite get worked in there a little bit. You can see it automatically. It just starts going right away. With most seeds, I usually put 2 to 3 or more per seeding tray. But here I'm just going to do, whoops, you know what? I forgot a step. Oh, silly me. I like using coconut coir, and it's funny because I went to the exact same gardening place, which shall remain nameless, and some of the people at that gardening place said, oh yeah, absolutely, use the coconut coir for seeding plants. And then I went back and there were different people there, and they were like, oh no, you don't want to use the seed, and they went into this whole, all this stuff about it'll just fall through, it won't. So I don't know. So I watched Jake Mace. John Kohler and Jake Mace are pretty much my gardening go-to people. They're kind of in my zone, which is zone 9. Jake is in Phoenix and John is in Las Vegas. And so Jake puts the coconut coir just a little bit on top and actually lays the seed in the coconut coir. He says that seeds really like to grab a hold of that coconut and coir and start in there. So I like that. That sounds good to me. And a lot of times you'll hear lots of different gardening methods. Not all of them are right or wrong or even better. That's just the one that really rings true to me. It's my heart, so that's what we're going to do. So then the other thing Jake says to do here is not to bury these very much. So I'm just barely going to put coconut coir over the top of them. So there we go. I'm going to grab 2 more seeds here. Got a total of 6. And just barely put those in there. Oh, that one didn't quite get covered enough. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I definitely could see it popping up there. It's gone now. And we'll do 2 more of these. Whoops. Come on. Out, down you go. Doesn't want to let go of my finger there. So I'm going to just barely cover that up. And just barely cover this up. And then I'm going to sprinkle that on. And today is January 15th. It's a Sunday, and I'll be tracking and showing you guys how this goes along. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.